Hey everyone. So for a long time I have been studying 4 languages at a time. And the reason for that is because I have reasons to use each of those languages. And so I wanted to get all of them up to a relatively reasonable level as quick as I could. And I felt because I had daily uses for all of them, it was most convenient to study all of them at the same time. And it did work. I made progress in all of my languages. As you can see on this channel, I've been recording myself doing vlogs for a long period of time, and I've noticeably improved in all of them. But I also feel like my progress is slower than perhaps it should have been. You know, for example, my most recent language that I picked up has been Korean, and it's been 4 years since I started studying. It's crazy to think about that. Maybe not quite 4 years exactly, but I'm approaching that point, 3.5 to 4 years long of studying Korean. And I feel like it's not nearly advanced as it was, as my Chinese was, for example, after 4 years. By that point, I was already at like a high intermediate level, and my Korean is maybe a high beginner level at best. So part of this is because I've been so busy with so many other things that I'm doing. If you don't know, I also run another YouTube channel. I also make music as a hobby, and I work out, and I live a normal social life among these other things. So I don't really have hours and hours to study languages. I put maybe 5 minutes of reading practice per language in a day, and about 10 minutes of listening practice per language in a day, plus whatever practice that I get from actually being able to talk to people throughout the day, which is very helpful, don't get me wrong. But it's not a lot, and small progress is still progress. But recently I've been thinking that I want to make some changes, because I'm already at a decent enough level for all of these languages where I can just maintain my skill and be okay. You know, obviously the better I am at these languages, the better I'll be able to communicate and the more benefits I'll see. However, I'm already being able to receive most of the benefits that I would want out of studying these languages. And so for that reason, I decided that I'm going to go more all in on Korean for a little while. What I'm planning to do is you know, that total 20 minutes of reading and that total 40 minutes of listening, or etc. I'm going to put all of that towards one language, Korean, right now. And yeah, for the next while, I'm still going to do weekly updates, speaking Korean, practicing Korean at the end of every week to see how far that I can come. And I plan on doing this for at least 2 months to see the progress. And if I make noticeable progress, then great. I'll maybe just keep doing that until I reach a relatively reasonable level, and perhaps consider doing it for the next language. And I might just cycle between these 4 languages, you know, in 2-month cycles, 4-month cycles, whatever, until I get to a level where I feel like I don't need to actively train it anymore. For these other languages, I'm not going to forget them. I know that if you don't use it, you will lose it. And so what I plan to do is on Sundays, once a week, I am going to do a longer study session where I'm going to continue to use these other languages, you know, do some reading practice, do some listening practice, just to make sure that I don't actually lose it. Again, I do get to use each of these every day. Luckily, I'm in a very rare position where I get to do that, which is great. But I think that's still different than actively studying it and pursuing it and keeping things fresh in your memory. Because there are words that I knew when I was studying very, very actively 2 years ago that I already forgot, like in Japanese, for example. There are some specific words that I can think of that I knew very well and used at the time, and right now I can't even remember anymore because they came up recently. I was like, oh yeah, I used to know that word. I can't believe I forgot it. It's just a reality. If you use it or lose it, that's what happens when it comes to languages and all that stuff. So as always, this channel is just about me studying languages. I'm not putting in much effort. I'm not going to edit the videos. I'm not going to play around with the settings or try to make impressive thumbnails or anything like that. I'm not actively trying to make this channel succeed. I'm literally just using it as a vlog and a memoir to see my language progression over time. So don't have any expectation other than me just continuing to do what I've been doing. And if for some reason you like watching that, great. But I only expect me to be the only person watching these. So thank you, and have a nice day.